So as I've been telling you, are together with young Meagan, and of course she's from Nigeria, but still she was grown up in Cameroon. Let's start and let's have you with her. Young Meagan, how are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
How is Nigeria treating you?
Well, for now, I'm not actually in Nigeria, I'm in Cameroon. So it's pretty well. It's pretty good. There's a lot of sun, so I'm good.
Okay. So how was it growing up in Cameroon? Like, take us through your childhood.
Growing up in Cameroon was very inspirational. I grew up in Cameroon to the age of 9 years old, and I was always a smart kid, but I was very introverted. It was interesting for me because I was very taken back. I didn't have a lot of friends. So I would do a lot of, watching people, admiring, learning, and just being, in the back seat and learning from the back seat. So I would say it was very interesting because there's so much that I learned from the adults, the mindsets and the environment, and it's definitely something that I cherish so much before I moved to France.
What
So
made you fall in love with music in the first place?
I definitely fell in love with music when I was about 9 years old. Back in the day, I used to watch a lot of, the biggest legends: EVE, Missy Elliott, Tupac, Foxy Brown, Lil Kim. It was so inspiring for me because I would watch these women who didn't necessarily have, the way society wants women to be. And they had so much confidence and they just were so beautiful. And I wanted to be like them. So the way they spoke about what they were talking about with so much confidence inspired me um, to write music, to do rap, because to me, rap was equals to confidence. And that's definitely when I fell in love with rap music, because to me, it was about bringing out your confidence, your alter ego.
So when did you start making music professionally?
So I started doing music professionally back in Paris when I was 15. I was lucky enough to find a team and they signed me. That was my first label ever. And it was scary because I was this shy girl, introverted, but at the same time very exciting because I was surrounded by a lot of music moguls in the French music industry. And I had to learn a lot because I definitely learned how to get out my shell and to let my alter ego be able to express itself. So that was definitely a turning point for me, my career, and my life in general, because I definitely learned how to, be confident. It's one thing to be confident in your lyrics, it's another thing to be confident on the mic. They have to hear it in your voice. So it's definitely something that I learned and was a big, big, big start for me for young Megan.
So was it easy making it into the music scene, but still being a female artist, plus also being a female rapper?
No, it's not easy. It's not easy because the female rap game is, no disrespect, a little dead. Why? Because we're not on the level that we're supposed to be. When it comes to female rap internationally, we have the big names, the Nicki Minaj, the Cardi B's, the Lil Kim, Foxy Brown, EVE, Missy Elliott, and we have a long way to go to put Africa on the map when it comes to female rap. The males have done their thing. Afrobeat has done its thing, but now it's time for the female hip hop artists, the female rappers, to put female rap on the map in Africa. And it's a struggle. It's a struggle because we have to get the population to see that we're just as hard as the males are. It's a tough load to carry, but we're gonna get there. Trust me, young Megan got you.
You are discovered by MrEazi through the cover of his song that you made, Tony Montana. How did you come up with the idea in the first place?
So Tony Montana was one of my favorite songs from MrEazi, and it happened that he made up this challenge, and he was like, anybody who is good, could sing, rap, whatever. And I was used to doing freestyles. Like whenever I like the beat, I just I just lit on it. So it happened that I really liked the beat, and I was like, you know what, let me just drop something. And I did my thing. Next minute, MrEazi makes it go viral on Twitter, and the rest is history. I was lucky enough to be chosen in the Empower 30 scheme, and that's where a lot went from.
How was it? How did you feel about signing under Empower Africa?
I was very, very excited because, like I earlier said, MrEazi was definitely one of my favorite African artists, and when I dropped my freestyle, he retweeted it on Twitter, and it went viral. The rest is history. It was a big moment for me, turning point for my career and my life, because I definitely had one of the biggest expositions in Africa as a female rapper. And after that, I was lucky enough to be signed under Empower 30. It was so huge for me because I knew what it did for Joe Boy, who's now one of the biggest Afrobeat artists. And I was very excited. Like, to me, it was one of the biggest moments. So I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed that I had to work with that team.
You talked about the artist and being and everything else. What are your ambitions into this game, into this particular music industry that we are in?
I have big ambitions. I really want to be able to put female rap on the map when it comes to Africa and make it a big deal. It is a huge, huge task because nobody has done it before. We definitely have huge female rappers like Nadia Nakai that have been working hard to put that industry on, but we're trying to get to that level where even in the US we're going to be recognized. And when we're talking female rap, African female rap, they're going to talk about young Meagan. They're going to talk about all the big female artists who have been putting the work in. So it's definitely one of my ambitions when it comes to music.
It's
and then you went ahead and released Energy, teaming up with Black Bonds. Take us through the production of that particular song.
Energy is my baby. Energy is my baby, Energy was born when I signed with Empower Africa, and we just did a whole bunch of songs. Like, I was producing a bunch of songs and sending to them. I was lucky enough to work with Killer Tunes, one of the biggest producers in Africa. He worked with Tiwa Savage. He worked with other big artists, and Dara, who worked with Bad Bunny. So to me, it was actually tough for me to do Energy, but when I sent Energy, the whole team liked it. They told me to complete the song, and I was like, you know what, I need a different artist in this. I need a male rapper in this. And the first person who came to my mind when it comes to male rap in Africa is Black Bones, because to me, he's young, he's versatile, he's fresh. So yeah, that's how Energy came about. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it to the video.
All right. Anyways, who do you look up to into this music industry?
Musically, obviously every female rapper is excited every single time Nicki Minaj drops, because she is a pioneer when it comes to female rap in the world. But I look up to, weirdly, right? I put a lot of emotion, a lot of thought into my music, and one artist who has definitely inspired me lately is Omale, the Nigerian artist. To me, he is so dope because he's capable of, coupling emotion and, excitement and in a song. Like, the fact that he can be singing about depression and making people dance through it, to me, is amazing. That's the whole point of music, because at the end of the day, music is therapy. So he's definitely one of my biggest inspirations, and I would love to work with him.
What can you expect from you next? Like, when is the next big project?
And you're gonna have to stay tuned. Young Meagan has so much on the plate for you guys. I'm working on something big. I don't want to reveal it. EP. Well, I didn't reveal it, but I'm working on something huge, and I'm definitely excited for you guys to, discover what Young Meagan has to offer. To go through this journey with me and see how versatile I can be, because it's not just about rap. Like I told you guys, I started with poems and, writing music. So I'm definitely going to composing music. And I would definitely love for you guys to see this other side of me. I can do hip hop. I can do Afrobeat. I can do so much more. So stay tuned and, we're together.
Thank you so much for being with us, and thank you so much for taking your time. And of course, we hope to see that EP soon as possible, as you said.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So that was Young Meagan. Let's watch Energy, the song she has with Black Bonds. My name is Klepy, and of course, you're watching Kigali Channel 2.